Welcome and thanks for joining us at EMII.com. I'm Kathleen Reddington with your Capital Markets Report. Today is Friday, December 19, 2008. General Motors and Chrysler have restarted merger negotiations as Chrysler owner Cerberus Capital Management has shown interest in selling part of its ownership. The Wall Street Journal reports that Cerberus took the initiative to restart the talks at a time when both GM and Chrysler were cash-strapped. Cerberus, which also owns a majority stake in GM's former finance unit, GMAC, is eager to make concessions to arrange a combination of the two units to protect its majority investments in both of them. Staying with capital markets news, British Airways says merger talks with Qantas Airways were called off after the carriers failed to agree on who would control the new company. Bloomberg News reports that the negotiations were halted after British Airways CEO Willie Walsh and his Qantas counterpart Alan Joyce couldn't reach agreements on the ownership split. The companies were in talks to create a carrier with $24 billion in sales. And in more capital markets news, Deutsche Bank will not repay €1 billion of a particular kind of bond, which is part of Deutsche's Tier 2 capital. The Financial Times reports that the German bank decided it was more cost-effective to pay the penalty rate than to redeem the bond. And in other capital markets news, Wuhan Iron and Steel Company, China's third biggest steel maker, will pay Centrex Metals as much as $127 million for a half share in iron ore products in Australia. In order to secure a supply of the raw material, Wuhan will also pay for a 15% stake in Centrex. And that rounds out today's Capital Markets Report. Thanks for joining us on EMII.com. For more details on these stories and much more, click onto our Capital Markets channel online, read the full stories and the latest developments.